Right, that's that. You've had the News Hub, and thank you very much indeed for being with us. Wherever you're viewing in the world, we just want to say you're very welcome. There is the possibility. May I finish the show before you put the cuffs on me and take me away?
Absolutely.
You're very kind. This is the new face of the PSNI in Northern Ireland. It is the face of the PSNI in Northern Ireland. Reasonableness. They're letting me finish the show before they arrest me. We'll have to find a crime that fits the face, and I don't know. You have a wide selection there, I would guess.
I'll take counsel on that one.
This is Sergeant Stephen Davies. How are you, Stephen?
I'm dead on, Ron.
You're a man of Warren Point.
Warren Point.
A civil place these days.
Apparently so.
Yeah, yeah.
It has its moments.
I've seen this man in Boylan shop and time calling by, and we'd be in there holding the Parliament of the Point, really, I suppose you could call it. There'd be Jim there, there would be Jim Heaton there, he's the postman there, and there'd be any other individual who happened to be dropping by. It's a place of consultation and chat, place of...
On the way to the bookies, from the pub.
Pub to bookies, pub to bookies, pub to bookies, there you are, it's all good. But Jim never puts them off with a bad story, he lets every exaggeration develop, you know. You're based in Warren Point?
Based in Warren Point.
Yeah, and what are the policing issues there at the moment?
Well, I suppose they're like everywhere else, Ron, but the big thing we have ongoing at the moment is unfortunately a serious amount of road accidents and indeed fatal accidents.
What is it all about?
I really don't know. I mean, even coming home on Monday night there, down the dual carriageway towards Newry, and I could see the sparkles, the early sparkles of frost on the ground.
Yeah.
And even on the dual carriage, there was a guy passed me.
Was he on a motorbike?
No, he wasn't.
There was a guy I saw pass the same night on me, and that was my thought. I said, he passed me, he must have been doing 80 mile an hour at least. And I noted at that time, there's the beginning of the frost. And I said to the person who was with me, look at that, that's madness. And I actually went from halfway down the road to the roundabout at Narrow expecting the guy to be wiped.
Yeah.
And it's what is going on in people's
heads. This I couldn't understand. This guy flew past me, and I actually looked at the speedo to see was it stopped.
Aye.
Because he was going that fast. And I did say to my colleagues, you know, there's a guy deserves to be in the hedge.
Absolutely.
You know, but unfortunately, in a case like that, he probably takes somebody with him. You know, from innocent critics.
Did you go no,
I didn't. Well, I could have, but I was in my own car, so it wouldn't have made much sense. But whenever we got into Newry, there he was sitting in two cars in front of me. So I mean, all his haste had made no speed.
No speed, yeah.
And put himself and everybody else in danger. Risk. So that's the sort of thing that I say. Personally, it annoys me on or off duty. You know, I say we've had 8 road deaths in Northern Ireland. 3 of them in this.
3 of them. We're at the top of the league.
Yeah,
we're top of the league.
3 of them in this district, which is so sad.
And you know, the places that, you know, we just need to recognise the terrain. The narrow Killowen Road for a start. That wee road from Mike going out towards Cork Hills was narrow indeed. Yeah. Just need to be so careful.
Well, this is it. I mean, and people, you know, say, "Oh, but sure, you can do 60 mile an hour." Of course, you can do 60 mile an hour on the road, but you have to drive to the conditions of the road.
You do.
To your ability and to and to the capabilities of the vehicle.
And what they don't understand is that 60 is the limit, the upper limit.
Yes.
You know, that is the limit.
Yes, it's not a must do.
It's not a must do at all. And I found I was travelling between Newcastle and Rathfriland at the weekend, and I saw a boy in a sidecar on a motorbike. Boys, dear, could he resist the temptation to pass? No, he was passing and pulling in, and passing, pulling in, passing, pulling in. It's just an accident waiting to happen, Stephen. Yeah.
No, there is, and people, you know, certainly other drivers can get very frustrated with that. You know, somebody who's maybe driving at 30 miles an hour, who is driving to the conditions of the road or even to their own abilities, and then suddenly somebody decides, well, that's not fast enough for me, and go right around them, and then do cause an accident.
Yeah,
so there's a whole raft of issues there, you know, allied to, you know, I mean, I'm sure you'll have seen them yourself heading back to Warren Point. The one-eyed monsters, you know, cars with, and especially on a really dark night. You know, you've got a car with one headlight on.
Oh, and it kind of bores right into you and blinds you.
It really, well, it does, because they're putting it onto the main beam, because on the dip they don't have sufficient lights, because they don't have sufficient lights.
Crazy
so you know, you really do need to look after your car at the very least. look after your car.
Absolutely.
The dangerous ones, the really dangerous ones, are the ones with the near side headlight, the one nearest the curb. Because you think, oh, that's a motorbike or something, and it's in there.
Oh yeah, that's
so
not.
You're giving yourself a bit more room on the road when
Yeah.
you realise then when you get
The
up
other
close.
thing I noticed the other night, I was going down to Warren Point, going home, and it was dusk, and there was a man thumbing a lift on the hard shoulder,
Yes,
and he was wearing dark clothing,
correct.
and he was getting a wee bit frustrated. I felt at not getting it. And he was going like that there, all this.
Yes.
And suddenly I hadn't seen him until the last moment,
That's right.
and he was a very lucky man.
Absolutely, and it happens day in. We do get phone calls. In fact, I got a text message from a member of the community on, I think it was Sunday night, to say that there's a guy standing in Duke Street with his shirt off, running out in front of cars on purpose. On a Sunday night.
There's a mental instability there, probably accompanied and fueled by the amount of hooch.
Well, a bit of hooch.
Which is the thing. All hooch makes me want to do is to make love or something like that to a nice woman.
Remind me not to drink with you.
I did say it was a beautiful woman. Not that I get the opportunity.
I didn't even get to hear that.
Not that I often get the opportunity, but there you go.
I'll take your word for it. Yes.
No, but hooch. But basically speaking, hooch, my bottle of wine or half a bottle of wine with my dinner would make me feel chilled and at ease with life.
Well, I don't drink at all, so
You're a wise man. You're a wise man.
I don't like the taste of it.
No, well, I like
Cheap date.
I like the taste of good wine with my dinner, but no all the time. But the consequence of it is that I really feel better when I'm not drinking. You have that extra percentage of sharpness. You're not viewing the world through a shadowy veil.
At your age, you need all the sharpness you can get. Not right, Ron?
I like this guy, and listen to him at my age. What age are you?
I'm 52.
52. I'm 70. 70 is a brave age.
It is, you're not doing too
My
bad.
70. I await the grim reaper to say, this way, this way.
Well, you wait another 5 minutes, we're going to arrange that.
I was going to say something to you there about the other thing about the Point Road, and this is one for local people to be aware of. And once upon a time, I was going down the Point Road about 11 o'clock in the day. The sun was just up. It was up, hanging above the Point Road at that point, and coming straight at me. And I had difficulty seeing.
Yeah.
So my speed was down, and then I discover cyclists on the road, and only one of them in on the hard shoulder, on the cycle path.
Yeah.
So here I was, right at the last minute, saw these guys and could have wiped them. So I travelled on past them for half a mile and stopped, and then waved them down when they got to me. I said, look, lads, I hope, I don't mean any offence here, but I do need to tell you something. Yeah. And I explained to them exactly what had happened, that I didn't see them because of the position of the sun. And it's in that position every morning at 11 o'clock, half 11. I said, look, for goodness sake, you need to keep in at this time of day if you're on this road. And it wasn't something they'd thought about.
Yeah.
But then they took it on board, and it was pretty good,
Yeah.
So I was pleased
Well,
about
that's
that.
it. And I'm a cyclist myself, so I do know. And
Yeah.
it is difficult. And I see cyclists, which it's something I can't fathom, on dull days, still got dark glasses on.
I don't understand that.
And obviously,
Those are go faster glasses.
Well, there must be.
Something like that.
I have go slower glasses because of my age.
Keep an eye on your prostate. Did I say that to you
Well,
before?
I don't
Your
think I
blood
can
test.
from here.
No, you can. Blood test. Blood test.
test, yes.
Blood test, because at your age, you're coming into the danger territory. I kept an eye on it through the blood test 2 years ago and discovered that I had prostate cancer, but I got it in time through the blood test.
Yes.
You must do that
Well,
at your
I do
age.
get a PSA. I think it's
Good man.
once or
Good
twice
man.
a year.
Good man. I got confused one year and I went for an MOT and I found my car had a prostate problem.
Yes.
No,
Girl,
I
you
think
can get a bit polarized about that, as my mother used to say.
Prolax. Mothers were great, weren't they? Well, our old mothers were fabulous altogether.
A bit polarized about that.
Polaroid about it, indeed. So listen, that's traffic. Now, you guys were out and about over Christmas, of course.
We were.
Yeah, did you put manners into bad guys?
Well, thankfully, it wasn't too bad this year. I mean, Black Eye Friday, Black Eye Friday really didn't exist. And I talked to a lot of the pub owners in both Warren Point and Kilkeel and various other places. And they were saying that Black Eye Friday, as we used to know it many years ago, is...
That's when people go out together from work and scores are even. They get a few jars in and they say, hoo-yah, blah, blah. And
that's right.
then they all end up in the Monday morning with the black eyes.
Talking when they should be listening.
Oh, you know, talking when they should be
listening. But, it was quite calm. Boxing night was terrible. Boxing night, well, between wind and fights.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It was Boxing night, you know.
Really? You're joking me. So, in our area?
In our area, so...
They were at it?
It was quite busy. But, you know, the worst aspects of Boxing Night were the fire up at Mayo Bridge. Unfortunately, the lady lost her house on Mayo Bridge, you know, and that was tragic. But, I mean, on our way to that, we came across, very unusually, not a tree on top of a car, but a car on top of a tree.
My gum.
You know, just on the...
Try and figure that one out.
On the bridge. Well, it was well, you were trying to figure it out as well, but in the end it was quite simple. The gentleman was coming down the road, the tree fell. And in front of him, he didn't have the opportunity to get stopped, and he ended up on top of the tree.
Yeah.
But thankfully, he was okay. There was no injuries there.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's a busy time.
It was very busy.
The Republic was busy as well. There's a story in the news this morning. The Gardaí had a huge presence on the roads over the holiday period, and they nabbed a lot of bad boys there too.
Yeah.
And all that. There's no excuse for drinking and driving anymore.
No, not when there's so many taxis about.
No, you know, and it's a crazy business.
Yeah, like we had certainly that I'm aware of. In one point, we had 3 people arrested for drunken charge. You know, or alcohol offences. You know, and that's just the one that I'm aware of.
But there is no real defence against it. What do these fellas say when they waken up in the morning? Sometimes you would incarcerate them overnight, would you?
Well, depending on what state they're in, whenever they're brought in. A lot of them will be at the stage where after they've had sufficient time to sober up and understand everything, they're just charged and released. But, I mean, it's going to be an awful sickener to you know, starting to the year, you know, no license.
No license.
Because a lot of people need their license for their job.
Increased insurance. Yeah. Do the test again.
Yeah, and then, you know, the inconvenience for your family, because if you can't drive, you can't take the family to shops.
It's true.
Football matches or swimming club or whatever it happens to be.
Disrupts everything, you know.
You know, disrupts everything. You know, and what for? You know?
I think people have got to take a kind of personal responsibility for their lives. Because people go through life very often, I have a right to this and I have a right to that and I have a right to the other. But rights bring with them responsibilities. And that's a huge lesson to take on board.
Absolutely. And you know, you'd be surprised to hear that, you know, very often when we do arrest people and, you know, the word then eventually does slip out, you know, and people become aware of it, you know, somebody will say to you, that boy's been doing that for years.
Wow.
You know, it's about time.
Yeah, it's about time. He's been doing it for years. Yeah.
You know, which it's a terrible indictment, you know, because, you know, the amount of money that the DOE spend on advertising, the amount of money the police spend every day.
Yeah.
You know, and fatal accidents, you know, of which we say we've had 3 in the district, cost a huge amount of money to investigate. Alone,
you know, not to count the cost of families and all the rest of it.
You know, irrespective of what the cost of families.
Speed then is an accompanying terror.
Very much so.
And the condition of tyres and things like
Tyres, lights, the general condition of the vehicle, but it's what's up here that, you know, people, you're talking about responsibility, people really do have to wise up.
They do.
Wise up, slow down. I think that
Wise up, slow down. Did you invent that just now?
No, I didn't. I think there was.
It's a nice one.
It would be. I think. I wish I'd certainly take the credit for it, but I think it was somebody probably got paid an awful lot of money in a.
Some fellow in a PR, an advertising agency's office, who has just come back from his lunch with wine and all the rest of it.
It's on the back of the boat packet.
Slow down. That'd be the thing. But the business, I find it, and I have the great privilege of having a Mr. Bean mobile.
Not a mini.
No, it's not a mini. It's worse. I give my car away.
You told me this story.
I gave my car away a year ago. Oh, just about a year and 3 months ago. And I didn't need it anymore. And I started travelling on the bus. And I was retired and I had my pensions and it's free. The Queen is an awfully decent woman.
Terrible.
Long may she reign over me. She pays my fare everywhere. She's awfully decent. Great woman. Great woman.
I don't even know you.
Oh, why would she be doing it then? But I gave the car to this boy who needed it. And that was it. It was only partly altruistic. I didn't take any money, but it would have cost me money to get it through the MOT and all the rest. So I said, look,
Correct.
have it. Good luck. Well, 3 months later, I got a phone call from Aidan Bagnall, a wonderful mechanic in Newry, lovely man, lovely human being. And he says, Ron, I know you don't want to drive anymore, but I have a car that you must have. I said, what are you talking about, Ian? He said, it's 10-year-old. It's been owned by one old lady all its life. There's 25,000 miles on the clock, and it's £500. So I said, yes, please. So that's my Mr. Bean mobile. But within a month of getting that, Destination Newry contacted me and said, look, we want you to do the morning programme. No, I couldn't have taken
desperate.
on. I couldn't have taken on. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, I tell you. You can choose your friends, but not the police officers you invite into studio, I tell you. But that was it. I got, suddenly, if I had not had that car, I couldn't have taken the job.
Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful the way things work out?
I'm always a great believer in what will be, will be.
The leaf always falls where it's meant to fall.
Absolutely.
That's the way of putting it. What else have you cooking at the moment?
Not a big pile, but trying to, at this time of year again, spending a bit of time around the schools. Trying to get people to encourage to wear seat belts, slow down, particularly around schools. We've had quite a number of complaints about the junction there at the Edenmore Road and the Ryan Road.
Where's that now exactly?
It's on the main road. It's up around Mayo Bridge.
Oh, Mayo Bridge. Yes. Yeah.
Parents there.
The Ryan Road runs at right angles to the main road.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a garage a wee bit before it.
Yeah, and the Edenmore Road then as well comes out. It's more or less a crossroads there. But parents, quite rightly, I suppose, wanting to sit with their youngsters there until they get the bus in the morning. The difficulty is
you can't see coming out of the junction. Yeah.
And then if it's raining, they're definitely going to sit there as opposed to dropping youngsters off and. Yeah. So we're going to have to look at that there.
Yeah. It's a matter for parents to realise that if you're parked within a car length or a couple of car lengths of a junction, the man coming out of the junction or the woman coming out of the junction will not be able to see and will have no clear path of vision down the road.
Well, you have to be 15 metres from the junction. It's a specific offence, 15 metres from the junction. But especially on a busy road like that there, and with so many children there, it has the potential for
of course,
a disaster.
People don't realise that, and the disaster can happen in the twinkling of an eye. And you find yourself saying, if you're lucky, you find, oh my God, if you're lucky. Yeah. And if you're not lucky, it's good night, Irene. That's the end of it,
So that's what we'll have to look at that. I say we're concentrating on the schools, seat belts, speed, and I say it all ties in with the fact that unfortunately we've had very tragic deaths.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going for Matt Baggett's job?
No, well, I think him and me probably have got as far as we're going to go in this job.
No, we wouldn't let you leave Warren Point.
Probably lucky to have kept my job.
How long are you cop now?
This is my 25th year.
25th year?
25th year. I full ahead of her when I joined.
That's what it does to you. That's what it does to you. That's what it. But what I find it was wonderful. I used to laugh. I said PSNI and then RUC. The old chant in the riots used to be SSRUC. Yeah. But the other one goes almost as good. SSPSNI.
Well, I don't know.
It's all right.
It needs to have a certain rhythm.
Should we get that? We'd solve the hash thing. We'd get a couple of drummers in from across there to get them to go. But nowadays they're shouting at you. Both sides of the house can be shouting at you. You're a friend to everyone. But in the sense of our terrible tribalism at the worst ends of the spectrum, they all hate you. It's terrible. They beat you and kick you in Belfast.
You find maybe sort of opposing factions fighting one another, and then the police arrive and they all
then
turn
you
around.
become the enemy.
Absolutely, everybody turns around and wants to get a dig at us.
All through the worst of my coverage of the Troubles in Belfast, when I was with the Irish Independent, RTE, I was behind the scenes in the BBC then, but with RTE and when I was out on the streets covering riots, the first thing we did was we left the cameras in the car so we go and see what was going on first of all, so that we weren't exacerbating the thing. Yeah. And then once we knew there was something to film, we'd film. But if a thing was on the verge of tippling over into awfulness, do you know who caused it? Women. Women saying, you Tommy, fuck yeah. There's going on. And then the next thing, you're in the middle of it, and the men would be the people who would de-escalate the thing. Yeah. And I always find too, Stephen, that if I was in a house on the Falls Road, a wee house in the Falls Road or a wee house in the Shankill, if I closed my eyes and just listened to the general burble of conversation, I couldn't have told you which area I was in.
Not at all.
We're the same, for God's sake. It's crazy stuff.
That is, you know, you're defined by your curbstones.
Yeah, isn't it awful? I wouldn't like to be defined by my curbstones. I wouldn't.
You know,
I wouldn't. Were you pulled in to do some of the coverage in Belfast? I know quite a few of your lads were.
We have.
That was the dreaded call.
It is. It's horrible. You're standing up there and just. Well, I was going to say listening to music, but you're listening to the noise.
It's noise. It's noise. It's noise. Doesn't make any sense.
And it doesn't, not to me.
But you guys were the people in the middle, and you did good work then, and congratulations for what you did. We wish you well. We're going to play a bit of music now before you go. Isn't that nice of us?
That's
We're all
very sweet.
good. Oh, sweet. That's terrible.
I take it we're not going for a drink.
No, we're not going for a drink.
That's okay. Oh, you're trying to wine and dine me here.
Oh, God bless you. Give my fond regards to the folk in Warren Point, who I don't see as often these days. The Boylans are wondering where the hell is Rowan, because I used to be in there quite on a regular basis when I was retired. But now I'm up in the morning at 4 o'clock, in here at 5, out of here at 4 o'clock, and then it's a whole new regime, you know, which is good. Yes. It works well. Go well. Take care. All the best, mate. Take care. That's Stephen Davies from the PSNI in Warren Point. Go well. Andrew, some music, please.